Hello. Welcome everyone back to FPL Jedi Show. This is the deadline stream of the Double Gameweek 26, most waiting of them all. The first Double Gameweek of FPL 25-26. My name is Hafiz and I would like to welcome Azmin to the stream. How are you?
Hello, I'm good despite a horrible weekend. But yeah, I'm still very happy with the week, except for the fact that Liverpool lost to City. That's very frustrating. But we go again, and yeah, hopefully we can just make up for it again. And Liverpool, as well as myself, turn the corner and do better.
Okay, great. Yeah, excited to be here. It's a quick turnaround, man, since game week 25, like 2 days. After that, then we are in here 26. And this is what people are looking forward to. There'll be two teams who playing double this week, which is Arsenal and Wolf. And we already know that. So there's like us, we have been planning for this. And I think last week you decided to wildcard. But maybe we'll take a look at our team whether there's room for improvement, especially this week, because definitely people will try to triple up in Arsenal assets. And probably if you can stick it one or two Wolves player, probably that can be an option, although it's not something mandatory that you need to have any Wolves asset, but it's an opportunity, right?
Yeah. Now with the double game week, we can see the scramble. Of course, those already have triple Arsenal assets, so it's not really a big deal for most because even before this, people already had triple.
And then the most talking point for this week is, since this will be the first double game for the season, there's also opportunity to activate one of our chip, the second half chip. And people are eyeing to triple captain, and the most top of the town is Gabriel as the option for double game week 26. We can touch on that if that's the case, but as of now, from the headline here also, my triple captain chip is active for this game week. Let's take a quick look, how we perform in 25. You did mention about you are having a horrible week last week. You scored 45 points on wildcard. The average point was 58 points. I scored 69 points, but actually I took a -4. So in the end, I scored 65 points. I'll talk about my team first. Kelleher in goal. In the end, doesn't make a difference whether I played Dubravka or Kelleher. Both conceded 2 goals and only got 1 point. I got that clean sheet for Arsenal because Arsenal won last week game. I forgot against who. Oh man, is it?
Which team? Sorry, Arsenal.
Arsenal.
Sunderland, right?
Sunderland 3-0 at home. Kept the clean sheet. No DC points or bonus point for those assets. But I think if you have Raya, you got extra 1 point. So you got 7 points. Rice at least got DC points and also 1 from clean sheet. So that's why 5 points there. So gladly there, no attacking returns from him. 5 points is something that we can take. Fulham considered 2 late goals. Can I say that? Well, almost kept a clean sheet, but in the end, no. And Anderson only got 1 point because you also have him. Okay. And both of us, I did captain Bruno Fernandes, who are on form last week, 10 points. This week also he scored 10 points. And then Enzo Blank, Mbomo got a return at least. I think that's the transfer that I made last week. 3 transfer by taking a -4. Mbomo in, Anderson in. He got nothing, but that DC point still counts, right? So 4 points there. So I'll take that for Anderson.
Of course. Yes.
And then Rice for Saka injured. Okay. And then up front, Haaland looks like he's coming back from that 2 attacking return from Liverpool game. So he got 11 points, but he's been yellow carded, and Thiago returning a penalty goal against Newcastle, but only 5 points because he was also yellow carded. So yeah, so that's my team, eh? How about yours?
So no big differences really, because I went for no Haaland, and then now he scored. I'm not too fussed about the captaincy because, you know, when I net it off, it really is just a difference of 5 points. Because let's say most people with Bruno Fernandes at Rice, so you got 25 and I got 20. So yeah, 5 points. Yeah, I can survive. Bruno for once didn't have any DEFCON. I think he just had the goal and the bonus point and the clean sheet, right? So yeah, no piggy. But in the end, not having Haaland is what, and of course I didn't have Mbeumo either. So, and only one Arsenal defender. So that was what made the difference. And I went for Enzo, of course. You know, didn't go for Palmer. Not much difference on the bench with Senesi, Mane, and Konza. So no difference there. Very disappointing week, but I do feel that my team is set up nicely for this week. It's just maybe that, you know, in hindsight, did I wildcard too early? You know, but it was just so frustrating. And yep, and now we see Rodgers scoring, and you know, others also do well. Bruno G, especially, yeah, Bruno G. My gosh, coming back and
yeah, I think last week that we did talk about that, whether the uncertainty of Bruno G, whether he's going to start, and there's potentially he might not, but he decided to starts and then scored from penalty goal. I think Anthony Gordon did not feature, so that's why Bruno G is answered. And he has been monstrous at home. We all know that, right? So at home, you can say a different beast. And Bruno G has been hauling, especially at home. I think he's 6th double-digit return, if I'm right, especially at home. So that is the case for Newcastle assets. We know when you decided to take that Liverpool, and also you have Man City asset in the form of Semenyo. They play each other, so that result can be same. But if you have Soboslai, who has been red carded, he still managed to get 8 or 9 points, I believe, and got 2 bonus points. So that's how decent him, despite his playing at right back. And now Soboslai out for this game week. Liverpool will play with, I'm not sure who on the right back, right?
No, yeah, not sure, because I think Gomez is out as well, so we'll just have to find a way, maybe one of the right. But yeah, that is becoming such a problematic position now. So we'll just have to see. And I'm still okay in terms of the team. Whoever they feel, it'd be someone who can play the role.
Yep. For your Arsenal assets, you have Chalobah. As Chelsea concede a goal with Wolves, but Chelsea still have 2 excellent fixtures after this week, Leeds and also Burnley, right? So at least for that 2 fixture, then after that, you can decide if you want to move them on. I think another point, offline we did discuss, when you only have 2 Arsenal assets. Maybe there is opportunity for you if you decide to triple up. This can be, and one of the assets that popping out right now is on the people talking about our poster boy Gyökeres. Suddenly have decent form right now. Whether I'm not sure whether that is a consideration that you can take for this game, but that's what people are eyeing. I just want to point out.
Yeah, the thing with Gyökeres is, of course, with Saka out as well, you know, there's a high chance that he also gets the penalties. So definitely someone worth looking at if you are not yet at the triple Arsenal bid and want to confident of Arsenal doing it.
All right, good stuff. Let's jump to the game week 26 feature. We all know about Arsenal and Wolves will doubling this game week. So that's why both will feature twice this week. Their second fixture will be on next week, Thursday night, of which this midweek will be the game week 26 fixture. There will be FA Cup during this weekend. Then after that, next midweek will be the Wolves and Arsenal game. So what's in store for game week 26, at least for tonight? The deadline will be at 2 a.m. Malaysian time, so at 3:30 a.m. We have Chelsea versus Leeds. Chelsea in decent form, but Leeds got that 3-1 wins on the cut from last week, winning against Forest. We have Everton on versus Bournemouth at home, and we have Spurs who are definitely desperate for points. They are people already mentioning them at they're fighting on the relegation, but that is the situation right now. So Spurs at home playing Newcastle. So I think both teams are needing points. And we have West Ham versus United. West Ham currently are on 26 points in the league table. They are only 3 points apart over Forest and also Leeds United. West Ham at 23 points, Forest at 26 points, Leeds and Spurs tied on 29 points. So it's really tight at the bottom right now, but they are facing United who are on the back of 4 successive wins. Can they make it 5th one against West Ham away? There'll be an interesting match. So on Thursday night, they have Villa versus Brighton. We all know Villa in the contention for right now, but they drew last week against Bournemouth away, so they want to get back on track. We have Palace versus Burnley. This is the money ball game that people are looking at it, and we know if you're on free hit, we can see like at least 2 Crystal Palace assets that people are looking at in defense, Munoz and Sarr in midfield. We have Man City versus Fulham. So Man City are catching up with Arsenal. They have potentially like 6 point gap with Arsenal right now. Forest versus Wolves. Forest also are needing points for sure at home against Wolves. What are the best fixture that they can face against the bottom side Wolves? And then we have Sunderland versus Liverpool. Sunderland are on unbeaten run at home. They have not lost yet. And could this be an opportunity for Liverpool or Sunderland continue that run? And then on Friday night, 4 a.m., the Brentford and Arsenal game. Before we close off on the midweek next week with Wolves and Arsenal. Quick one, man. What's stand out for you other than Arsenal and Wolves?
Yeah, Chelsea versus Leeds definitely is a match that we could get into, because you think that Chelsea are doing well with Palmer coming blazing back into form. It would definitely something to look forward to seeing. The Forest versus Wolves, because Wolves are already on the brink already. I think half of them probably resigned to it, and then of course when they signed someone like Strand Larsen, they were already looking elsewhere. Forest, I think they won last week.
Forest lost to Leeds United, right?
Oh, okay, all right. That's wrong. Sorry. So as you say, then they definitely need these points, and Wolves probably one of the worst. I mean, if you do have a Wolves player, fine, but I wouldn't want to look about bringing another player just for the double, because Wolves have, their away match is at Forest, and their home match is against Arsenal. So that's an awful combo. Actually, Forest better at home, and Arsenal is just Arsenal. So don't go anywhere there. Brentford versus Arsenal could be quite an interesting match. Brentford, we know they've been punching above their weight as well. So I like to think that Arsenal will concede in that game. But at the same time, even if they do, they're not likely to concede against Wolves. So the only thing with this triple Arsenal thing is the fact that they play both their games away. So arguably, that's in normal situations, that's not so great. But because Arsenal are at the top, they're chasing the title, so I don't think it make that much of a difference. I suspect Arsenal will concede in that Brentford game, but they will probably keep a clean sheet and Wolves. So if you're going for triple Arsenal, I think that's fair. And if you're going for triple defense, that's fair as well. Well done. Yeah, but I just don't have the talent to go for triple. I considered it when I was wildcarding and said, I do still want an attacker. So yeah, other than that, the other match is the Liverpool versus Sunderland, where Liverpool need to bounce back. It's quite demoralizing. Of course, I think anyone in the opposition will felt demoralized after they scored first against City, only to buckle after. So that's something that Slot needs to fix. and Salah needs goals. I mean, before the last game he got 2 assists, but he needs to really start contributing back into the goals. So all eyes for me are on Salah.
Yeah, we mentioned about on the fixture ticker. After that, Man City, we did mention a few weeks back that Liverpool going to have a great run after this until up to 31. So probably, like in your position, you already have 2 Liverpool asset. You just let them bet in, and hopefully with the good fixture run right now, the points will come in. Right. Would like to welcome Brian to the stream. He did mention, but because we mentioned about United, can they continue their 5th win after that? Probably not because of Somerville Magic. Yeah, Somerville on form right now. So probably.
And Bowen has been great recently as well. So this would be a very interesting match. Brian, is he? Okay, is he? Hang on, I haven't seen that. Okay, but now he's making.
I think probably a joke. Probably
he's just messing around with me, is he?
Yes.
Oh no! It's the death of his grandfather.
Are you sure?
Yes.
I think that's the latest news, is it?
Thanks, Brian. Sorry I doubted you. Yeah, you're right. Gosh, that just gives me a good excuse to jump to Palmer if this is the case.
All right. We will definitely go through the team news, and there's some team news that we haven't got, but we can just walk through some of it. Let's jump to the Chelsea and Leeds United game first, Min. This will be the match for tonight, and we know Chelsea and Leeds already also can. If I'm right, the reverse fixture, Leeds defeating Chelsea at their own stadium.
Yep.
So probably this is where the Chelsea, under the new management, whether they can return the points, because Chelsea also has been on a run right now under the new manager. So what's the latest news?
So Reece James, he didn't play last weekend, but and apparently that knock is though, but now he's now ill. So we got flashbacks of the Reece James from a few years where he kept getting injured. Yeah, but still hopeful of his involvement in me, but that's not a reason to want to pick him. So Tosin Lavia back in training, but unlikely to displace Chelsea people at the moment, given the form. Cole Palmer is available. I know that they were saying, at Rosenio was saying about how they need to manage, but now he's saying this is available, and I'm sure he's pumped as well. He's ready to keep going. On the lead side, Strick and Enters get stack on the Leeds injury list, but DCL should be fine. DCL played through illness, and he scored. He still scored, didn't he?
Yeah.
So and that's the other person. I sold DCL, and he scored as well. So that's how miserable that wildcard was. But anyway, this game, you would think that Chelsea have more than enough quality. So I kind of agree. I can't see Leeds upsetting the card this one, and Chelsea are probably looking for revenge.
I don't think people looking at potentially getting restricted because he's really uncertain and he's on rotation risk with Gusto right now. And from the printed lineup, if let's say Gusto will not feature, the young kids Archie Ampong could come in on the right side, so that can be a potential lineup. And on Palmer's side, after that hat-trick goal, 20 points last week. I'm not sure whether that trigger bandwagon for this game with 26. Later we'll see on the transfer traffic. But potentially, if you want to ride on for the next 2, and you have that money and space in midfield, probably you could do that. Right? Some people might not afford to do that because they do not have luxury transfer. Okay, and for league side, probably not people will go there. But if you still have DC in your team and you want to try to punt for this game, I don't think there is any harm because Chelsea can also be susceptible at the back. Okay, that's Chelsea versus Leeds. Let's go to the next one. Everton versus Bournemouth. We know about Everton's situation, especially at the back. They're also managing the injury of Jared Bradford and Botman. I'm not sure what's the current injury status, especially the likes of Tavernier and so on. So what's the latest, mate?
All right, so no Jack Grealish. When he said monitoring the workloads of players who have recently come back from injury, Brantwaite is one person, KDH is another, KDH another performer from last weekend. So well done. On the Cherry side, it's really just about managing the workload of players, given Bournemouth and given Bournemouth's slight shortage of players due to injuries. If you remember, Cliver, Tavernier, all these players are out. So between the two, it's a close call, but I think Everton will edge it. So I think in terms defensive wise at home, they're probably better. They're gonna want to be better as well. But again, the problem of Everton is goal scoring. So they just don't have any consistent goal scoring. But for strikers particularly, but at the moment, as long as the midfield like KDH steps up, then they'll be fine.
After that KDH returns last week, I think he got double-digit points from Fulham game. Probably there's attention to get him in this. He's still cheap, right? 4.95 million. I just want to talk about Botman. Interesting quote by Arela, where I don't think we will repeat the same starting 11. This is not great, especially if we have like Botman asset, right? Krupi Jr., Evanilson, right? So what do you think?
Well, the good thing with that is that they're not expensive anyway. So it's the risk that we have to take, and knowing that rotation is bound to happen whenever the midweek games are involved. So it's just a risk that we're gonna have to go with it. Yeah, see what happens. Right. Good luck.
Right. Yeah. Be careful, managers. And prepare your bench if let's say you have any Botman asset, especially. Let's go to the next game, Spurs versus Newcastle. We know about Spurs situation. They lost 2-0 last week against United, and now Romero on suspension for match suspension to be exact. So what's the latest news?
I mean, Romero, what a tosser. I mean, seriously, that just giving away the game just like that, and it was like before halftime as well. I think it wasn't even. It was barely, and that's what you do. How silly. So everyone else, Udogie is now out as well, but so Gallagher's not having a great time coming back to the league. But I think that with him, they will slowly begin up. I think he needs to be the leader that Romero clearly not capable of being. So hopefully that we'll see some improvement while Romero is not around. Seriously, I'm not kidding here. I do think Romero is a detriment the way if he keeps carrying on like that. This isn't the first time that he's got himself sent off.
This is his second red card for the season. That's why.
Yeah, for the season, it's only second. Crazy, right? So anyway, on the Newcastle side, Miley Gordon will be assessed. You remember Gordon missed out the last round. So let's see. But Bruno G I'm not sure will they. I don't think they are likely to manage his minutes coming back from injury. I think he's fine. So those of you who have Bruno G, keep going.
Great stuff. I think this is also an important match for both teams because they are on the back of defeat. So they want to really start to bounce back, especially if on the league table, Spurs at 15 and Newcastle at 12 place. So they are at the second page of league table, and only 4 points apart. So I think that's important.
The table is really close, to be fair, but Newcastle, Spurs at 15 is really not great for Thomas Frank. So,
yeah. Okay. Next game, West Ham versus United. We talk about the potential of United getting this successful win, but West Ham also are desperate for points, especially at the bottom three right now. And we are hearing some interesting quote from Nuno. So what's the latest mean?
Yeah, so for West Ham, Santo being zipped up and not wanting to be. I kind of get it at this stage, especially a midweek match, because he can say, it's too short. We need to assess. On the United, of course, the potential hero of Chippy Togo is still out, Light out, and Mason Mount out. So no mention of Brian Mbeumo, who's spotted hobbling up, but I think he's okay. I think he's fine. So Ahmad Mbeumo likely to go ahead together. Together, Bruno. I think Sesko was benched last game, and then he came on. So it's interesting to see what Carrick does this time around. I think this will be an interesting match to watch. I don't think United's will be that easy flow, easily restricted. I think West Ham have wisened up a bit, and they are not being too adventurous as they used to be. So it could be an interesting match.
Okay.
Draw? Brian?
Draw will be a fair result.
Yeah, FPL players won't mind as long as it's a score draw and not a 0-0 dull draw.
Yeah. Just to point out on Bomo news, I think I heard from someone or from content creator, did mention about Bomo is on the bus traveling to London. So at least he's on the bus, and whether he starts or not, it will be a different case. Okay.
He's fine.
Yeah, he probably will fine. Okay, Aston Villa Brighton. I do not have news. I think those have a late press conference about. Do you have anything to share, man? Especially from
no, at the moment I did take a look. So no real difference. I guess the question now is between Watkins and Abraham with the starting the other, or the potentially both start. Morgan Rogers also back in form as well. For the Brighton side, so Brighton, I've been reading articles here and there. Some claim they have an identity crisis. Some play they just haven't figured out what type of football they want to play. So it's not great for a team that has been so consistent in the past. But of course, whenever you have players like Pascal Gross who can still perform magic. And Welbeck after a searing start to the season, or being one of the more consistent, he's tailed off a bit in the second half of the season. So someone needs to step up, but I don't know who that is.
Yeah, from the readout from the site also, the likes of Kamara, McGinn, and Tillman still out. So there's no return, and we do expect Douglas Luiz and Onana going to continue to start in midfield. And like you mentioned, Sancho, Rogers, and Buendia to flanking with Watkins or Abraham up front. Okay, that's for Aston Villa and Brighton. Next one, Palace versus Burnley. A lot of attention on Crystal Palace asset, because they did win away to Brighton last week and ending their winless run. So what's the latest news?
So you said that Benny is back, and now Mateta still won't be involved. But the good news is he doesn't need surgery. So this is just total confusing. What on earth happened during the transfer window that they said that he failed the medical and looks like he's going to be out for 3 months due to surgery. Now we're saying that it's no surgery needed. So I don't know what's going on there. But Sarr still doing well and expected to continue as well. Brendan Johnson was benched.
Benched last week.
So confusing, considering he's one of the paid very expensive. Is something wrong behind the scenes? Despite the win, it's still not great for Palace. So we have to see what happens. Burnley, not expecting much from Burnley based on what Scott Parker said, and with Excel off, you would think that JWP comes straight right in. I think some leadership might be needed there, if not his ability. Of course, his dead ball prowess is still quite decent, but his overall play is not. So maybe it's more in terms of being a leader, helping the team find a way. This is a tough match to call. I even considered playing Dubravka instead of
Wow.
Kelleher.
Wow. So maybe we can just answer this because there's question about goalkeeper department. 5F20 did mention he has option to play Royce or Dubravka this week. Sunderland facing Liverpool at home, but Dubravka is playing Palace away. What do you think?
Okay. Excuse me. Sorry. The thing with Sunderland is that they need to bounce back, and Burnley, well, of course, Burnley keep needing to bounce back. Why I even considered Dubravka was the fact that Palace are still to umbang ambing, or they're here and there and everywhere. So you just don't know what's going on, considering the strong start they made, and somehow everything's just gone wrong with the transfer window and more players gone. and Glasner's comments about him leaving, it's just too much uncertainty there.
Right. So that's the situation of Burnley. But I do believe Palace are strong at home against Burnley, who are, like you mentioned, Min, they could be in the same situation like Wolves. They are probably on the brink or doomed for championship. Even at home against West Ham last week also, they kind of not put enough fight, I believe. They lost 2-0 to West Ham. Probably you could mention West Ham are stronger than Palace. But away match, I think our favor Royce, despite probably Sunderland could lose to Liverpool, but there's always chance that Sunderland at home are a better side.
You're right. Given the fact that it's a home versus away kind of decision to make, Sunderland at home tend to be better as well. So you're basically betting against Sunderland being, because Liverpool will want to bounce back. Yeah, but at the same time, Palace are just not sure where they are. So Sunderland will probably end up with a lot of saves. It's just will the saves be enough to counteract the goals? Yeah, Dubravka not so much.
Okay, next game is Man City versus Fulham. There are still players returning for Man City, but there are also, I think, if I may say, when I watched that lineup against Liverpool, Cherki and also Foden did not start that game. So I'm kind of surprised because I thought at least one of them would start. So that's the situation. So any hint from Pep especially on the lineup for this weekend?
No, not really. It's just the one you see on the screen, so no real difference. Haaland scoring, I'm sure he'll be happy with that. Come Liverpool, of course. So I think Haaland started with Mamouche.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So whether that will still happen, it'll be interesting to see. Because if it does start again together, then you see that perhaps adjusted already as well to try to get a strong finish, which is what City normally do when they step up a gear. Fulham, just those two. Everyone else is fine. That includes Wilson and Raul Jimenez, of course, for the fantasy football players out there. So this one will be interesting, but City should win comfortably, I think.
And then I think one of the main thing is potentially Diaz returning to the lineup. And Koshinov has been starting with Gehi. And if let's say he fits enough, he could return back to the first 11. Kusanov, right? Okay. So that could be some changes that can happen in the Man City lineup. Other than that, I think O'Reilly's situation and Anuri, we are still uncertain. Probably they can rotate, but both did start last game.
Guay looks quite good, actually, to be honest. I've been watching. I think City have had a good, decent transfer window with Semenyo and
January transfer window.
Yeah, I think they were quite happy with that.
Yeah. I think anyone will happy. Semenyo and Gehi coming in, and they are ready-made player. They know how this league works.
Right. Yeah, exactly. So yeah, just what they need to push.
All right, good stuff. Next one is Forest versus Wolf. We did mention about Forest situation, not so much on Wolf, but Forest are needing points. So we would like to know what's the current situation for both teams.
Yeah, so I can't remember the name of that third keeper, but yeah, with Sal's out and Victor out, so the third keeper comes in.
Ortega, right?
Ortega, there you go. Stephen Ortega. Yeah, so there's just a lot of disruption on the Forest side. So, I know last year, being very defensively sound, so but this one Murillo's out, the Neco Williams coming back, issues with the keeper. It's not looking great. On the Wolves side, Hichan is now out with a calf injury. So that's him out. So that leaves whoever's left, like Mane, will continue getting starts. It's another match hard to call really, because I think Wolves have pretty much going to throw caution to the wind and just try to win, and
I think they need to go for it, right?
Yeah, because especially considering midweek they will have to play Arsenal, so this is a match where they hope to get at least something out of it.
Right. So that's Forest versus Wolves. I think last time you did have one Forest defender, Milinkovic, but not on wildcard, right? So I think next year.
Yeah, Milinkovic. But then looking at the whole disruption and stuff, when I looked at wildcard, I forgot I just bought him. Do I want to keep him? And nah.
And be careful if you're thinking any Wolves asset, the likes of Huang and me and Ray might be uncertain, but there's potential if you want to get any Wolves asset for this double game week. All right, I think next game will be Sunderland versus Liverpool. This is the match that people are talking about, and Liverpool, and we know about Soboslai's situation, but what's the current status for both teams?
Yeah, so key players for Sunderland, Xhaka is out, and no new injuries, but I think Xhaka alone carries 30% of the team. For Liverpool, so Szoboszlai now going to serve a one-match ban. I guess that's okay against Sunderland, but they do have to win. On the right back with Frimpong, Bradley out, Gomez also big dot. I do wonder whether Endo comes in at right back. I think that might be a possibility. But can't really say for sure. I think this game will be tough, but I think Liverpool will do enough to win. Not big, but just enough. I think so.
This is where, like you mentioned, Liverpool good run starts now, but it starts away to Sunderland after that Forest. We shall see. If you have the last AKTK words, would you definitely want to punt them playing this fixture for sure?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. I think last but not least, the Brentford versus Arsenal game. I have the press hasn't turned up yet because it's on the Friday night match, but we do have some info embargo in terms of their team news. So, Azmin, can you share?
Sure. So Sade is still suspended. But Collins can come, and of course, Reece Nelson, Arsenal, owned by Arsenal, can't play. So now for Arsenal, we know that Odegaard is probably not likely to make this week as well. So, and now Trossard is out, so that gives Martinelli immediate there. Whether or not Eze comes into the field, I wouldn't risk it. And even at the fullbacks, I do wonder whether there might be any rotation there. Because if there's one thing Arsenal's Mikel Arteta has learned this season is don't burn your players too quickly. So, this was a very interesting match, and I think with a lot of people is a question of, do I want to bench Thiago in this game? But Thiago, I've got Thiago bench at the moment, but Thiago's playing at home at the end of the day. So, and Brentford are one of the teams that can potentially hurt Arsenal. So, I don't know. At the moment,
it's going to be tough. I think if let's say a situation where like both of us have Wolves, I said, probably that could be an easier decision because Mane playing 2 games. But if let's say in your in certain situation where you are thinking whether to play Thiago over Wilson or Anderson in midfield, probably you're more in line to place player who play at home, even though it's against us, right?
Yeah, that is a problem, especially for me, which we'll see later.
Okay, all right. Good stuff. We already ran through all the team news that we know and been shared across Football Scout and other platforms. We look at the top transfer game week 26. Would you be surprised if I say the top transfer this week is definitely Arsenal assets, but it's in the form of Gyökeres? Almost 400,000 managers has brought him in. I think he scored 12 points last week, 2 goals against Sunderland. And then prior to that also he scored, he got an attacking return. So I think that's why people are trying to take advantage for the Arsenal team. If you don't want to go in defense or in midfield, yes, Gyökeres scored 12 points, and before that against Leeds, he also scored a goal and got 7 points. So he has some form at least coming to this double game week. Yeah, after that, Zubomendi also an interesting pick. He's not someone that I'm looking at, but Zubomendi has been, well, at the end we look at the result, right? The outcome from this player, and Zubomendi has been returning back-to-back 10 points. So probably there is reason why people are looking at that. There is a logic that 349,000 managers done that. Then Rice, 336,000 managers. No surprise, he's on set piece duty and also potentially can got that odd returns and DC points. Bruno Fernandes continue to pick up new owners, playing away to West Ham United, and João Pedro Chelsea are playing at home against Leeds United, and then next week he play Burnley. So in the top transfer out, I also surprised the number 1 Wilson. I know Wilson is not a player that will deliver returns every week, but we need to be fair, right? At his price point at 6 million right now. But well, this is what it is. Wilson has been transferred out by 455,000 managers. Thiago also in this situation, probably to fund Gyökeres or João Pedro in that form. Saka, no surprise, he might be doubtful for this game anyway. James because of his injury. And then Foden also, if I still own Foden and with he's not starting, he definitely need to be out. And this is the top 5 transfer in and out for this game week. What your take? You're on mute.
Sorry, I'm coughing quite a bit, so I just mute when we're not talking. But the most interesting I find here is that someone's not here in this top transfers in. Do you know who that is?
Are you saying the defense?
No, top transfers. No. Our hat trick hero from last week is.
Yeah.
João Pedro is there. João Pedro with his 2 assists, fluky as it is, and looking for penalties as it were. But yeah, he's not. Is it just because of the price point? It's just a bit too pricey. We don't have space, and those who have space, they're going for Bruno. So yeah, that I'm just wondering about that. Yeah, Zubomendi. Look, he's a holding midfielder, but who does score goals occasionally. So it's a bit like, yeah, I mean, he's doing well. So I think the good thing, I guess, is helps with Arsenal not being too dependent on just attacking. Or if you're holding midfielder, why not? It shouldn't be shouldn't stop you from wanting to score goals. So that this approach is serving Arsenal well, if that's the case. On the top chances out, yeah.
You're on mute.
Did I? How long was I on mute? Baruja. Okay. So Thiago is by surprise. Here we are wondering whether we should play him, and people actually sell him. So yeah, I thought don't know how to interpret that one, because I do think at home he's still good, but the fixture's not that great, so maybe that's why.
Okay, that one. I think this is the transfer traffic for this game week. There's some interesting. No surprise if let's say Arsenal are dominating in terms of transfer in, but there's some. If I own Wilson, I don't think I'm going to transfer him out. Although probably because we did discuss potentially midfield punya spot is scarce, right? You are trying to fill out a lot of potential midfielder, and probably Wilson is the scapegoat for this game week, right? So yeah, probably I'm not in the. I haven't owned Wilson this season yet, but who knows coming weeks, right? All right, that is the top transfer game week for 26. We jump to the projection goals and clean sheet odds. At least if you're thinking, I know you will be thinking on the Arsenal players, but probably if let's say you're thinking some other, and some people also are thinking of free hitting, which are the assets that we should target. From here, we can see in terms of goals first, the top one will be City, projected to score 2.33 over Fulham. And then after that, 2.01, both shared by Chelsea and United, despite United playing away to West Ham. So they are number 1, 2, and 3. We disrespect a bit on the Arsenal game because 2.12 midweek against Wolves. But for this particular midweek, those are the top 3 for the goals. And clean sheet is Crystal Palace against Burnley, who are dire right now, 44%. Then after that, City and Forest sharing potential clean sheet at home against Fulham and Wolves. And slightly lower after that is Arsenal away to Brentford. And people they mentioned Arsenal has potential to cap back-to-back clean sheet, right? But there is still risk, especially at home, away to Brentford, who has been a decent team. And to be frank, Brentford also at the top tier place, at 7th place. Just they are equal right now in terms of points with Liverpool. So Brentford is not some middling team that we should not pay attention to. So, but if let's say we want to combine in terms of projected goals for Arsenal, well, they could potentially score 3+ goals over the next 2 game weeks. That could possibly happen. And bigger potential clean sheets away to Wolves, 52% odd. That's really high. So, your takes for the projected goals and clean sheet?
Yeah, it's hard to look past Arsenal in terms of it. The fact that the odds for the first match are not that are still good, but not that great. But then you're still projecting Brentford to only have a 0.99 for goals. So that's the 3rd lowest after Burnley and Wolves. Oh no, Wolves and Fulham there as well. But I think it's just going to be too much for Wolves. So definitely you would want to bring in as many Arsenal assets as you can triple up. It's going to be a popular move this week. Manchester United against West Ham, so that's going to be interesting. Excuse me. So, but City versus Fulham is also something. So you got Haaland who's coming back. Of course, those you all probably still have him, so just keep him. And 39% is pretty high for the CS as well. Although there's no real attractive person left in that defense, I guess. Kushanov as well as Guehi. Guehi could be an option if
might get hit
the spot. Yeah, but hard to look past Arsenal. Not Wolves, if they get anything, that's a bonus. But we're not expecting much. Yeah, I hope Mane scores, but not expecting much.
Well, I don't mind against Forest especially, but you're talking about. I think maybe we just discuss a bit on the Arsenal except people are looking at triple up and potentially triple captaining in the form of Gabriel. This is what people are thinking, and there are some. I think there are two camps. Potentially, is there any better game week, double game week to do it in the future? Possibly yes, but it is uncertain now. Another camp will mention you attack what you know right now, and Arsenal have, despite both away, but Wolves and Brentford and Arsenal are the best defense, especially in this time. They are the best division in terms of defense, and potentially they could keep back-to-back clean sheet. There is possibility, and they are capable to do that. So maybe your comment, man. I also thinking about triple captaining Gabriel, and the crowd is looking at that. But is there any situation that we should not do that?
Not really. One clean sheet out of two is good enough, but there's still a potential to get 2 clean sheets anyway. So yeah, triple cap. Gabriel is a you could argue it's a safe play because Gabriel is very dependable, but one goal will screw everything up. So yeah, so I think most of us have Gabriel. A large section of us have Gabriel. It's just not people who are. It's got to be divided into two types of people: those who are comfortable captaining a defender and those who aren't. So yeah, but I think it's definitely viable.
I give you some stats on Gabriel, which is an interesting one. He has been averaging 7.1 points per match. So means that if you want to take into that consideration, if they say 2 games, he every 7, so maybe 14. So what's a decent return? If you ask me that Gabriel got 10 points, I think I'll take that. Because 10 points still decent as a double game week captain. I do have situation worse than that and get lower return below 10 points. But it is not like I think it's been a while when we talk about captaining a double game week to a defender. The last time we did that, or at least I did that, is few weeks back where Brighton have double game week and then we captain Duffy. I don't know whether you still remember that I did triple captain Duffy, and you know what happened next. Brighton concede goals and then I think he got like 3 points. I don't know. I think that reminds me of a worse case scenario. But this is a different ball game, and Gabriel
this is Arsenal. They top of the league at the moment. So yeah, it's a safe play, lah. It's not even a high risk. It's quite alright.
Yeah, and Gabriel, the top scoring defender, and he's the top most scored in terms of FPL point after Haaland, Bruno Fernandes, and Semenyo. And then after that is Gabriel. So it will be interesting, but I think this is what need. Brian did mention I'm triple captaining Gabriel to jinx Arsenal. Oh man, don't do that. I want to have good returns from Gabriel.
My captaincy goes to Rice, thanks. But then you're jinxing Arsenal, not just Gabriel. That's what I don't know.
So if let's say you have a spot, I think you should focus on defense. People mention about who need to get. I think you need to get Gabriel at least this game week. I think he's the top scoring player for Arsenal anyway. I'm not sure about the rest, but other than that, you could go for double defense, or you're thinking about Rice or Gyökeres could be a candidate. But you need to remember, when you get in Gyökeres, you will need to have a transfer to move him on, because they will blank in game week 31, which is not that far away. Okay, so that's other than that, other than Gabriel captaincy, Rice could be an option, right? Min, you like that, right? No, mute.
Yes, I still like that, despite what happened to me last week, because I don't think it was that much of a difference. So yeah, I'm still seriously captaining Rice and go against the flow.
Right, stuff. I think we jump into our team selection, Min, before we end our deadline stream. The deadline will be at 2 a.m. 1.5 hour away. Not that far.
Not that far.
Let's go to my team. At this juncture, I have activating my triple captainship, and it will be on Gabriel. I think this week will be an easier team lineup for me because not much option. Because on my bench, you can see Thiago playing Arsenal, Alderete playing Liverpool, and Anderson playing City away. So I think the only headache, or maybe not so headache, is I'm playing Kelleher over Dubravka away. But who knows, if they say Arsenal win, it will be still a tight match. And probably, I won't rule it out. This could end up nil-nil. So if they say that situation happen, then Kelleher will be on the right side. And I believe Brentford is a better side any day over Burnley right now, who has been dismal. So who else in my team? I have Timber, I have Gabriel, I have O'Reilly. Despite potentially he's on risk, rotation risk, but I will play him because he did play last game week. Despite only getting 1 point. Anderson at home against Wolves. I hope there is a return. Bruno Fernandes, Enzo, Rice, and Mbomo, Haaland, and Mane up front. So I think easier decision. I'm playing Mane over Thiago because he's playing 2 fixture. I have 4 players who playing double game week this 26 in the form of 3 Arsenal players, 2 defense, 1 midfield, and 1 forward from Wolves. And who knows, right? If Forest memang bad lah, right? Then Wolves kalau score, probably Mane could get a return there. So I don't mind that. So that's my team, man. Any comment or any? I'm gonna roll my transfer because this is what I have planned. No, I mean.
In regards to the dilemma I mentioned earlier, there you are. You put Thiago on the bench. So, but it's very hard when you look at that. Arguably the only person who Mane, you definitely not, because that's the reason why we have the double gamers. But then Anderson could be the only other option. But again, they're playing Wolves, so it doesn't make sense. So yeah, I can see how tough for you and put Thiago on the bench. Other than that, it's fine. O'Reilly is your risk there. So, and if O'Reilly doesn't make it, then your
I will have Alderete. Coming here. Who knows, right?
But Alderete or Anderson? Would Anderson might be better? I don't know.
I don't want to play away to City. And Alderete at home against Liverpool, you just never know that chance, right?
Yeah, Sunderland have the ability to frustrate. So I'm okay. I don't like your triple captaincy of Gabriel, but that's just me.
Okay, right, fair. Let's go to your teammate. You're on wildcard, and I'm not sure. Would you activate any chip this week?
No. I was on wildcard last week. Now it's normal already. So for me, I got Thiago on the bench as well. I really thought about bench boosting and just saving myself the pain later on. But when I look at the matchups, they are not great. They're not exactly so powerful. Anderson against City, Thiago against Arsenal. So it's just I want to play Thiago. So the question is that is Salah going to be around? I don't know. So for purposes of Keller, Gabriel, Chalobah, Konza, Fernandes, Emmanuel, Rice, Salah, Enzo, Mane, and Ekitike. So now the question is whether Salah is going to be around. I'm tempted to just leave it at that and just wait. Roll the transfer, and if Salah doesn't make it, Thiago just comes on.
I agree.
Surely Salah won't be put on the bench, and if he's going to be professional, he'll just disappear. He's not going to put on the bench and then Slot's gonna ask him, "Are you okay to play? Are you okay to play?" Yeah. So yeah, I think I'll leave it like that.
Yep, I think I can agree. Role transfer. If let's say Salah out for this game week, Thiago could come in. And you just never know this game week. It can be an interesting one. When people are keening on Arsenal assets, but the out maybe those clean sheet will not happen. But this is what it is. So I think your team are excellent.
Yeah, and as part of this being fantasy football, maybe Salah will pay tribute to his grandmother and rack in a brace or a hat trick. That's wishful thinking, but that's football fantasy for you. That's it.
Would you activate your triple captain, or you will forgo that one this week?
Nah, I'm gonna hold. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Fair. That is our team selection. We probably have Benji. Yo, Benji, B999. Should I bring in Sadio, I guess, money from Wolves, I suppose, for Mark Gui.
Yes.
Mark Gui. So I guess
yes.
if you have money and a bit of money to just upgrade, sure you can do that, right?
A bit of money to bring in money. Yes, you can do that. So yeah, sorry. Yeah, you should, because Gui is obviously not even. I mean, it's different from Krupi, who is definitely start, and now with the injuries, he definitely guaranteed starting time. And it's different from Mane, who's been a constant in that, and also listed, also doing well in general compared to the rest of his team anyway. And yeah, so Guyu, there was once he only traveled with the team just in case someone got injured in warm up, so he can fit in. That tells you where Guyu is at. So yeah, definitely if you have money, upgrade.
Yeah, he's a non-playing player for sure, and you can take part. Although to manage expectation, I think if Mane turn up for both games and get 4 points, I think that will be enough, right? At least 4 points.
Yeah.
So
manage
expectation. You don't like bring money and expect 10 points, right? 4 points is your upper floor, right?
Benchline. Anything else is a bonus. That's right.
Yeah. Okay, that is the wrap for Game Week 26 deadline stream. And we shall see you after, I think after 1 week, because then after that the Game Week 27 deadline will be on the next weekend, because this Game Week it will be FA Cup, and then we finish up with the Wolves and Arsenal fixture before the Game Week 27. And by next Game Week, we already finish up the Chinese New Year and coming to Ramadan season, right? I think that's
coming to Ramadan season. That'll be interesting also. The number of Muslim players in the Premier League is increasing, but there's been no real evidence saying that it affects the players. So yeah, we'll see.
Quick question I got from Vanguard DSN. Hello, boss. Should I sell Bowen and Thiaw Newcastle for Havertz and Munoz? Wow, looks like excellent on paper, as I am planning to captain Havertz. This is the kind of Azmin move, mate. What do you think?
No, it's not. I don't like Havertz. No, because Gyökeres has done well. He came on and did well. So, Havertz is at risk for minutes, being suffering for minutes. Definitely, Munoz, I can get, but not Havertz. Yeah, Havertz hasn't shown that he was gonna score consistently enough to deserve a spot in our FPL teams.
How much is Havertz? I just have a quick check.
It was
7.3.
7 point something. By the way, the Wolves player is Matthias Mane.
Matthias Mane. Sadio Mane tu Liverpool.
Yeah, dulu.
Yeah. Alright, thank you guys for thank you guys for joining the stream. Do hit the like button and subscribe to our FPL Jedi YouTube channel and continue to support us. Your last word, Min.
All the best. A bit more time before the deadline. Don't overthink it, because accept that this is a rotation risk where things will happen. So don't get too upset and just grin and bear it.
All right. Thank you guys, and hope to see you again in the next stream. Until then, take care and good luck for this game week. Bye.
Bye.